welcome to Story of Old Confessions. Tonight's file is unsettling. Let's unlock it together. Something terrifying is happening, and I can't stop it. I'd like to preface what I'm about to confess with a fear confession. All my life I've feared losing my mind. The idea that it's possible to lose control of your own life terrifies me. In an age of manifestation, could the events that happened be stemmed from the fear that I've always lived with? Did I cause this? Did I leave myself open unknowingly? Could I have stopped it somehow? I've always heard people talk about losing themselves, but I never thought it'd be literal. It started about 3 months ago, in ways so small I brushed them off. A hesitation in my own movements. A sensation of watching myself from somewhere slightly behind my eyes. A laugh that didn't feel like it came from my chest. Little things. But isn't that usually how it works? A slow seduction, so slight that you don't realize it's happening until it's too late. I blamed lack of sleep, stress, a late shift, anything that wasn't me. But then came the mirror moment. I was brushing my teeth and looked up, looked myself straight in the face, and my reflection blinked a fraction of a second after I did. Not at the same time. Not close enough to pass as imagination. Delayed, following me. I froze. It smiled. I didn't. I turned off the bathroom light and didn't go back for 2 days. I avoided anything that could give my reflection back to me. I feared what would be staring back. I clung to every bit of mental control one possessed. I thought I could ignore it, pretend it was some optical glitch or a stress hallucination. This stuff only happens in movies. After a couple of days, I started to think I'd just imagined it. Maybe I was just so tired I didn't see clearly. You know that trick your mind will do to convince you that everything is normal and you're safe? Mine went into overdrive. Nothing to see here. Just typical, uneventful stuff. But then other people started reacting to me. A coworker dropped her coffee when I walked past. She swore she heard someone whisper her name, but we were alone. A man at the grocery store took one look at me and stepped out of the aisle like I'd physically shoved him. My neighbor's toddler burst into tears the moment I smiled and waved. Children don't lie about fear. Not instinctual fear. And then there's my dog, Nika. Nika used to sleep in my bed, curled against my legs. Now he won't come near me. He won't even enter my room. He stands at the doorway, stiff, watching something just over my shoulder, something I can't see. Sometimes he growls, and not a normal growl. That deep, guttural growl that only happens when they feel like they are in danger. And he isn't growling at me, not at me, at the space behind me. The worst part hasn't been the reflections, or the reactions, or even the feeling that something is wearing me like a borrowed coat. It's the voice. It started subtle, a faint doubling, like an echo in a room with no walls. When I speak certain words, I hear another tone layered underneath mine, lower, older, to calm, unsettling. The first time I heard it clearly was when I said my own name. I'm here, I said out loud. But what came out, what followed, was the second voice that whispered, not for much longer. I don't know how to explain hearing something in your own throat that doesn't belong to you. It's like sharing a body with a stranger you can't see. 2 nights ago, everything changed. I woke up at 3:17 a.m. No sound, no dream. Just awake and cold. Not physically cold. The kind of cold that comes from the soul. The cold that can't be warmed. Something was watching me, not from the doorway, not from the shadows, from inside my skin. I sat up slowly, turned my head toward the mirror across the room, and my reflection was already sitting up, already turned toward me, watching, waiting for realization to hit. It felt like an eternity that I sat there and stared at that reflection, my mind not fully comprehending what had just happened. And then my reflection smiled, and this time I felt my own mouth resist the movement, like someone else was deciding whether I deserved to smile at all. My control was slipping away, like a power struggle over who controlled my body. That's when I ran. I made it to the front door before I realized I had nowhere to run to. I collapsed against the door, head in my hands, heart racing, unable to catch a full breath. Nico growling at me from the living room. I've spent the last 2 days sleeping on the couch, avoiding all reflective surfaces, barely speaking aloud. I've realized something. Whatever is happening isn't random. It isn't psychological. It isn't medical. It feels intentional, like something inside me has been practicing for a while, and now it's getting confident. I don't know if it's a part of me breaking off, or something new growing in, but I can feel it now, breathing with me, blinking with me, watching everything I do, waiting. So here it is, my confession. I'm not afraid of losing myself anymore. I think that already happened. What terrifies me now is the thing that's replacing me. I'm afraid of what I'm becoming.